I think I always forget to hit the record button, don't I? And I always have somebody out there that reminds me. Thank you. Thank you so very much, Francis. So once again, the topic for today's discussion is going to be the toxin takeover. And first slide advancing, as we always know, is the hardest one. All right, here we go. So let's just understand what it means. What are toxins? What is this thing that I titled the toxin takeover? So I wanted to talk just a little bit about the toxic load. All right. So to understand the importance of minimizing toxic load, we have to define some foundational terms first. All right. So a toxin is any substance that causes excess stress to the body. All right. And now a toxic load refers to the volume, the amount of these substances that have been accumulating. In other words, how much are you loading around? How much load do we have on us of these toxins? And so these are toxic substances that have actually accumulated in the body at any given time. And the overall burden that it places on the body systems and the vital organs, such as the liver. Of course, many of us already know that the liver is the detox center of our body, all right? And it comes with a great amount of stress as we overburden it with toxins. And we're going to talk about what those toxins would be. They come from countless sources, all right? We've got environmental threats. We've got chemicals that we're bombarded with 24/7. And radiation. These are three of the most common categories of toxins. And we're going to talk about some of these in detail. So technically, every substance that has a consistent chemical composition is a chemical, right? But in commonly used terms, a chemical is any substance, whether it's natural, whether it's synthetic, that can stress the body, all right? Some examples of chemicals that we come into contact with, right? There's a lot of chemicals that maybe are out there that we don't necessarily come into contact with, but then there are many that we do, all right? Such as some of these artificial sweeteners. They are literally all around us, right? Anytime you have the choice to, to drink a soda, a diet soda, you're coming into contact with some of these chemicals. Flavor enhancers. Now that's one of those hidden ingredients in our foods, MSG. There are so many toxins that we literally eat every day. And then there's those toxins that we inhale, such as automobile exhaust, cigarette smoke. Now we don't ingest solvents, plastics, solvents and plastics, but we do have a lot of the byproducts of them that we're inhaling constantly. All right, pesticides in the food that we eat. That's why I stopped with pesticides, because we literally ingest pesticides all day long. We eat a nice, healthy salad, but do we know what's all over those leafy greens and the radishes or the cucumbers or the carrots? And we're going to talk a little bit about the dirty dozen here in just a few minutes. We're bombarded with xenoestrogens and harsh cleaning products. Then there's also radiation. And now that refers to high energy particles that can negatively affect cellular structures and DNA. The most common source of radiation we are exposed to, of course, is our sunlight, okay? And our bodies are exposed to so many toxins, many that we cannot avoid, but then some that we can. That's what we're going to talk about today. Rather than dwelling and crying about what we cannot avoid, there are things that we can do on our day-to-day to avoid some of these toxins. Now, I like this picture. I like the way that this, the man, this looks like a very hazardous situation here. And you would believe me if I told you there's dangerous toxins in this environment and don't go around there, right? What would you do? You would avoid it. What about this environment? Nice and pleasant and But could you imagine that this is an environment that is literally filled with toxins? That's a question. Now, if we were to take an inventory of all the toxic chemicals that are in our home, and you just take a look at this, and one thing that I want to let everybody know right here at the get-go is have your phones handy, because you might want to take some screenshots of some of these slides that I prepared, because a lot of these things you can refer back to. All of this presentation is being recorded and it's being uploaded to my YouTube channel. So all you have to do is just type in my name, Barbara Bro, and you could go ahead and go over this this presentation once again. But if you would like to take some snapshots, as I know I usually do, then you can refer back to them later on to get a little bit more detail. But look at all of these toxic chemicals that are in our home. The PFCs, the PBAs, and I thought it was really interesting how a lot of these they result to acronyms, because some of these things are just so hard to even say, right? Perfluorinated compounds, right? Or bisphenol A, right? So there's formaldehyde. We all understand formaldehyde, and it smells terribly. Take it from somebody who was in lab class and dissecting different animals. You smelled formaldehyde and it would just reek the air. How about phthalates or toluene or PBDEs? Again, an acronym. These are used in furniture, electrical equipment, TVs, computers. I mean, we are literally bombarded with these chemicals, toxic chemicals, every single day. And we think that our homes are nice and safe and secure, and we put locks, and we're safe from violence and things like that. We might be, but are we really safe when you consider all of these chemicals that we're around every single day? Now, how do toxins enter the body? I thought it was very interesting as I was studying this out. It was the skin contact. And so we're going to go quite a bit into skin contact, but I do want to talk about ingestion and inhalation. All right, because I thought it was very interesting how quickly we absorb toxins in our body. It takes less than a minute for most chemicals to enter the bloodstream once we put them on our skin. And when I've got a couple slides on some of the products that we use on our skin on the day-to-day. And hopefully you'll never be the same. I know I'm not the same after studying this out. I can never be the same. All right. We absorb up to 60% of what we put on our skin. Now our skin is a barrier, and it's a good barrier, but it's not a barrier 100%. It's also meant to absorb things for reasons. And I wanted to talk just a little bit about food, because we talked about the 3 different ways, and ingestion was the first. Now, I always thought that fruits and vegetables, they were one of the healthiest things you can feed yourself and your family. And that statement is largely true. They can be healthy. But there's a very dangerous problem with much of the fruits and vegetables at our local grocery store. And what is that? What is that problem? Well, we know what it does. It can trigger digestive issues and substantially increase your risk for certain types of cancer. But what is the problem? The problem is that what's on our vegetables, what's in our vegetables, can be toxic. So as we're trying to make ourselves healthy, we also want to consider what we're putting in along with those healthy fruits and vegetables. Now, this is what I was talking about earlier. So you've got what's called the dirty dozen. All right. Now, these are the fruits and vegetables that are very highly sprayed down with pesticides for bug prevention. All right. And if you look at that list, this is what's called the dirty dozen. And then you've got on the other side, you've got the clean 15. Okay, now these are the ones that are not heavily burdened with pesticides. But even that, there could be some concern with some of those things. So we're going to talk about what we can do. I would never tell people to stop eating fruits and vegetables, but there's something that we can do, and that's what I want to talk about. Now, I thought these pictures were pretty interesting, and that's why I included them in my slideshow, because you think about your kid playing with those Tide Pods, right? And what would you do? You would run and grab them out of your child's hand, wash the child's hand, and anything else that might have come in contact with those Tide Pods. But what about an apple? What about an apple? Do you rush over and take it away from them? Do you wash their hands? Do you know what's on that apple? Now, there is something that we can do, and this is actually what I'm all about, is, I don't want to just like be an alarmist and things like that. I do want to talk about what the solutions, because I believe that with anything that we're trying to do, that's good, there are good solutions that we can continue doing those good habits and those good things that we do, right? We want to continue eating our fruits and our vegetables. We are concerned about pesticides, because if you're concerned about eating healthy, then you don't just stop at just the fruit and vegetable, knowing that there could be literal poison that's on top of them or within them. So now we're gonna talk just a little bit about the pesticides. All right. Now, this to me was a very interesting, and yesterday I had a bowl of cherries, and I absolutely love cherries. They're one of my favorite fruits. And I put them in a bowl, and I put a few drops of lemon and a few drops of wild orange, and just let them sit for a little while. And it's amazing at how they actually taste once you've done that. So I challenge everybody on this call, try it out. Give it a try. Take a snapshot of this. Fill your bowl with water, add a couple drops of your lemon or wild orange, let it soak for 5 to 10 minutes, give it a good rinse, and then eat it. Tell me what you think. Now, I thought this was pretty interesting, and no, we're not bobbing for apples here. But what I wanted to talk again about, just to make sure that I drive the point home, is the pesticide residue, all right? It can be a big concern even if you're buying organic, but more importantly, if you're not buying organic, okay? In some cases, it's not an option. They don't offer organic limes or organic lemons or organic strawberries. They might not offer them at your local grocery store, or they just might be an affordable option. But there is a simple home solution, and that's what I love about everything that I was looking at today, was just how simple it is to remedy these situations. All right, a simple home solution. It's a homemade fruit and veggie wash. Simple to make, and it not only removes the dirt, but it removes bacteria, wax, and pesticides. And it does it pretty easily. Now here's a slide that you could take a snapshot of. A little bit of distilled white or apple cider vinegar, 10 drops of lemon or wild orange. Put it all in a spray bottle. Now this is for those that maybe just want to wash as they go and don't feel like doing the soaking thing, right? Put all of this in a spray bottle, glass always preferred. Make sure you shake it each time, because we all know what water and oil does. Spray the produce down generously, let it sit for a little bit, and then rinse it, and there you have your pesticide wash. Alrighty, I wanted to talk about what we are breathing. Now, I understand that we're all walking around in masks, or not always, sometimes, but we would never consider wearing a mask like this. But when you really think about what is in the air that we breathe, we might actually want to rethink wearing a mask like this. And no, I'm not talking about pollutions and all of those things that, you know, maybe in some states is worse than others. And I used to live in New York, and there was a particular place whenever my dad would take us to the city, we would drive through Newark, and or if he was taking us to the beach, we would drive through Newark. And Newark, New Jersey is probably one of the stinkiest places ever. And we knew when we were in Newark because we could smell it. And so, you know, back to that mask thing. But no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about these types of things. The sweet innocence, right? The little flower in your car, and, you know, it smells so lovely, and the air freshener that you sit on your desk and it sprays out intermittently, and oh, I just love the tropical breeze scent, and I used to use it all the time. Sweet innocence, huh? Well, they all belong in what I call the hall of shame. All right, synthetic fragrances may be the most common type of chemical in your home. So forget about that gas mask when you're in Newark, New Jersey. What about wearing it when you're in your home? Now, air fresheners, plug-in type deodorizers, scented candles, they literally emit hundreds of harmful chemicals. And these chemicals are known to be carcinogens, respiratory and endocrine disruptors, reproductive toxicants, and even when they're at low levels. So we could say, oh, I'm just going to give my house a nice spray, or, you know, I'm just going to light this candle for, you know, for a few hours, whatever, even at low levels. And believe me, I love air freshener more than anybody. I had candles everywhere in my home. So here's a little scientific fact here that Scientific American reported that a study in the journal Environmental Health Perspective shows a strong link between exposure to phthalates, which are chemicals that are found in air fresheners and plastics as well, during pregnancy, and a child's future risk of asthma. Now, I looked at this a little bit deeper than what's just on here, and it was very, very interesting. You know, what I read, that it's an actual study that if the mother, the pregnant mother, exposes herself to these types of chemicals, that it actually does damage in the lungs of the baby. Now that's very interesting to me. You're not just hurting yourself, but you're hurting those that are inside of you as well. All righty, I thought this was some interesting pictures that I wanted to join on here. Febreze. Now, who doesn't like some Febreze now, right? Look at what their motto is. We're out to make the world breathe happy. Really? Breathe happy? All right, look at all these toxic chemicals that are causing us to breathe happy, so to speak. Genotoxins, bronchoconstrictors, neurotoxins, reproductive toxins, hepatotoxins, and mutagenic toxins. Now, for those that might not know what some of these words mean, I'm going to sum it up in just one word: bad. Bad. These are bad things, all right? Now, what about these air fresheners? They almost never freshen the air. You know what they do? They mask the odor. Either with synthetic fragrance or by interfering with your ability to smell. Now, like I say, I mean, I was learning through this whole, you know, putting together this presentation, and it took me quite some time to put this together because I'm so interested. I often go into tangents, and I, you know, go checking other things out, and then I have to get back. You know, it's kind of like that mad scientist type syndrome. You know, I go off into tangents. I'm not saying that I'm a scientist, but I do go off onto tangents often, but this is what they do. They literally, they coat your nasal passages with a film, releasing a nerve deadening agent. I just thought it was very interesting. And, you know, I used to have headaches all the time. And guess what? One of the things they do is they cause headaches. Now, could it be, I know I always talk about the supplements that I take, the Lifelong Vitality that actually I teach about that as well. And I always attribute it to that. And I certainly still do believe that. But I wonder if it couldn't also be because I'm cutting out some of these toxic exposures in my life. I suffered from headaches often. I mean, debilitating migraines. But look at what else they cause, rashes. I can't tell you how many times somebody walks up to me and says, hey, do you know what this is? Just because I have a little bit of medical know-how, they automatically assume that I can diagnose a rash on their body. And I tell you, some of the rashes that I see, it's like, I have no idea. Is it fungal? I don't know, right? These fragrances, they also cause dizziness, migraines, asthma attacks. We have got so much asthma in our country, it is not funny. Mental confusion, coughing, and more. And then, of course, some of them are also linked to cancer and hormone disruption. We've already touched on that as well. Now, this is a remedy. This is my remedy. This is what I do on the day-to-day. When I want to smell good, when I want to feel good, when I want to breathe happy, as the Febreze motto says, this is what I do. I put a few drops of each of these essential oils, which have no harmful chemicals. These are literally the essence of the trees, the leaves and the bark and the roots and the flowers, the stems. This is literally healthy and beneficial to our bodies. If anybody wants to take a snapshot, these are some beautiful essential oil aroma diffuser blends that I use constantly. I wanted to talk just a little bit about, the air fresheners versus the essential oil diffusers. And I don't really want to focus too much on the air fresheners because we already did talk about it. But I did want to just touch on the fact that the essential oil diffusers, they have 0 toxic ingredients. Now, of course, you don't want to just buy any essential oil because you don't want to get something that does have harmful chemicals in it. And some of these essential oil companies are putting things in there that we don't want to ingest or breathe in or even put on our skin. So you want to be very careful about that. That's one of the things that I love about doTERRA is that they have a standard, and it's a certified pure therapeutic grade stamp that they put on every single bottle of essential oil. And what that means is that they have gone through rigorous testing to make sure that what is in that bottle is only what is in that bottle. If you have a bottle of lemon, it's only lemon. It's not lemon plus, right? And that's how people can market the oils at very cheap prices, because they add other ingredients in there to fill that bottle up, and that's not right. It's not right at all. And then they can put on the bottle 100% pure lemon oil. Okay, and what else? And you turn that bottle around and you see that there's other ingredients in there. It's false advertising, and it should actually be banned. There should be a law against that kind of advertising, because they duped me before. I can't tell you how much money I spent on essential oil thinking that I was getting pure frankincense. Well, there might have been a few drops of frankincense in that bottle, but the rest of it was stuff that I didn't sign on to buying. I wanted just frankincense oil. So anyway, back to the essential oil diffusers. Yes, 0 toxic ingredients, chemicals, or allergens. And that would be dependent upon the oil that you buy and the company that you buy for. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. The essential oil diffusers literally boost your immune system against seasonal threats. For the past couple of weeks downstairs in my living room and kitchen, I was diffusing an oil. It's an oil blend. It is called On Guard, and it does just what its name suggests. It guards. It kills pathogens. It's a beautiful smelling oil. And not only does it freshen your air, but it kills germs and it boosts the immune system that's in my body as I walk around breathing. Most of us have been in our homes quite a bit the past few months. Now, what a wonderful companion to have in your home is an oil such as that you know that is doing good things. So when you do step out and might come into contact with viruses and pathogens, that your immune system is stronger and healthier. No, essential oils do not create an immune system, but they help us strengthen an already created immune system. Essential oil diffusers, they keep bugs away without using harmful ingredients such as DEET. We all know, we all understand how dangerous that product is. And we willingly put it on our bodies. We willingly put it on our children's bodies. And I already told you what a percentage absorbs through our skin. So we can say, oh, well, I'm just putting it on my skin. Well, you might be effective in keeping those bugs away, but the unintentional consequences are also very, very concerning. And that's what we have to concern ourselves with. Essential oil diffusers. And this is just one of, for me anyway, one of the best things about diffusing. They boost your emotional mood. They can help you sleep better. They give you energy during the day. You feel yourself getting sluggish at around 2 or 3 in the afternoon, a little bit of lemon and peppermint in your diffuser, and it wakes up your brain. If you don't have a diffuser, you put a drop of peppermint, a drop of lemon or wild orange in the palm of your hand. You rub your hands together and you inhale it through your nose. And it's an immediate pick-me-up. Forget about the Starbucks. It's an immediate pick-me-up. Now, I want to talk just a little bit about perfume. Now, I love perfume as much as the next gal. But I will say that perfume is one of the most harmful things that a woman is doing for herself. Now, these 2 pictures here are homemade perfumes, and we're going to talk a little bit about how we can make perfumes. I use essential oils as a perfume. Here's some do-it-yourself men's cologne. If anybody wants to take a snapshot of this slide, do-it-yourself men's colognes, the Happy Blend, and then the do-it-yourself perfume, which is a fresh and flirty blend. Now, they sell these spray bottles super cheap. I don't know, you might find them for like $1.25 or something for one of these bottles. And you put your essential oils. You put a little bit of a jojoba or a rose water or even just water, and you use that as your spray, and it smells very, very nice. But you know you're doing something good for yourself. Here's a couple more, and I know that this one might be a little harder to read, but these are also some different perfume blends. Maybe if I'm not sure if this is zooming it in for everybody, but you put these in a 10 milliliter roller bottle, and you letting it sit for a few days is actually, which I didn't know this, but it actually helps the blend to actually mature. So here's some other nice perfume blends. Put them in a roller bottle. You can put a little bit of, oops, I'm sorry. You put a little bit, this one here says you can put alcohol, but I usually don't put the alcohol unless I'm making like a hand sanitizer. I just don't want to spray alcohol on me. So I usually put like witch hazel, or you could even just put water in there as well, or like a fractionated coconut oil. All right. All righty, here is another slide on making your own doTERRA perfume. When I ran across this, I thought it was very interesting, and so I wanted to make sure that you know, that I included it in my slideshow. It talks about the base notes, the middle notes, and the top notes, and a lot of times we hear those words when we might be shopping for perfume. But it's also the verbiage when you're talking about using essential oils to create a perfume or a fragrance. All right, and it's actually a lot of fun. I know I had some fun with my grandkids the other day, and we were, you know, making some mixtures, and it's a lot of fun. I think it's a lot of fun. All right, here we go. These are the list of ingredients to avoid. Now we're going to move on to what we put on our skin in the case of skincare products. All right, these are the effects that our skincare products can have on us. Now, nobody puts lotion on their face hoping to cause any one of these disease processes. Nobody puts lotion on their body with the anticipation that this could happen. Yet, toxic and carcinogenic compounds, they are found in these products, and they must be avoided. I thought this was very interesting of what's found in the very common products that we use, whether it's foundation or blush, nail polish, sunscreen. Deodorant is a very bad one. Not the deodorant as much as the antiperspirant. That's the real bad one. The body lotion, the fragrance, the lipstick, the mascara, and the shampoo. Look at all of these chemicals that are toxic that we are putting on our lips, on our eyes, and on our skin. And remember what we talked about the percentage of what actually absorbs through our skin. The 10 most toxic skincare ingredients are listed here. Formaldehyde, aluminum, parabens, fragrance, mineral oil. There are toxins that we are not only putting on, but we're actually paying money for these things. We're not only putting these poisons on us, but we're paying money to put these poisons on us. And so what I say is, if we're going to spend money for toxic products, why don't we just take that money and use it for those that are non-toxic? Use it for those that are healthy for us. Use it on products that would do nothing but benefit, not destroy, and not damage. So 26 seconds, that's all it takes for the chemicals in your personal care products to enter your bloodstream. 26 seconds. I thought it was pretty interesting, some of the statistics. Now this is something that I would really like to try that I ran across online. It's called a glow stick serum, all right? And I have these products that I can go ahead and make it. I don't have blue tansy, but I would like to have blue tansy, and I would like to go ahead and make this blend. I do have a blend that's actually, it's just filled with really good oils, and it's called Immortelle. And I use that, and there's some other products that are coming up in this slideshow that I use as well, and that are filled with wonderful, wonderful essential oils. But if you want to take a snapshot of this, you got 10 drops, 5 to 7 drops, and then another 10 drops. Excuse me, you fill the roller bottle up to the remainder with fractionated coconut oil, and voila, there's your glow stick serum. All right. And what are these oils? Copaiba, frankincense, and blue tansy. All righty, now these are some awesome products. This one in particular with the roller ball, I absolutely love. I use that underneath my eyes, and boy, can I tell a difference. I was very fortunate to be born in an Italian family, and whereas I love my Italian roots, I don't like the dark circles that I inherited under my eyes. And that product works very well. Alrighty, and these are some of the things that you don't have, okay? The artificial colors, the formaldehyde, the parabens, the toluene, the sodium lauryl sulfate. These things are not in these products, but these, or this, I should say, is a list of what is. Bergamot, essential oil, blue tansy oil, frankincense, geranium, that smells absolutely beautiful, German chamomile, grapefruit, Hawaiian sandalwood, helichrysum, jasmine, juniper berry, lavender, tea tree, melissa, myrrh, peppermint, rose, and ylang ylang. And I absolutely love ylang ylang. Anybody who smells ylang ylang will fall in love. It's a beautiful flower from the island of Madagascar, and it is probably one of my favorite smells in the world. And this is the skincare line that I actually use. It's Virage, and as you see, some of the beautiful ingredients that are in these products. These products are unbelievably, wonderfully smelling, and this is just a wonderful product line. I'm really hoping to keep at bay the signs of aging, keep myself as young looking as I possibly can, you know, so we shall see. I'll just keep on using it, and as I get older, as the years progress, I just turned 54, and so we'll just we'll keep on using them, try to ward off the hand of time, right? Alrighty, and this is a wonderful picture of products that I could show you how to get in your own home. This is just some of many products. Most of these I use. The On Guard products, I use them all. As a matter of fact, I'm doing laundry right now with my On Guard detergent, and literally, it's just as its name says, On Guard. Killing pathogens, killing viruses, killing bacteria. It's a very, very nice product. So not only what you're cleaning with, this product right here, the On Guard cleaning concentrate, what you're cleaning with is healthy. What you're doing your laundry with is healthy. There's the toothpaste right there, that's healthy. The shampoos, the skincare, you know that what you've got going on in your home is a lot of healthy stuff. And I like that. Cleaner sprays, here's another slide that's worthy of a snapshot. Just some different recipes here that I very much like, and whether it's for your linens, whether it's for all purpose, whether it's for your glass or your windows, there's a recipe here for it. And here's a lot of different ways to use the On Guard cleaner, all right? A little bit goes a long way. You want to snap a picture real quick before I advance. So I want to talk about just how many spray bottles you actually get with one bottle of the On Guard cleaner. All right, you actually get quite a few spray bottles, so it's not expensive. Sometimes we think, well, you know, I'm paying $14.50 for you know, for a bottle of cleaner when I can get it for, you know, $1.50 at the grocery store. Okay, well, this is a concentrated cleanser. So what it actually makes is 12 bottles. Okay, so it's actually a lot more economical than we might consider. And what's even better or equally important is the fact of what you are cleaning with. You don't have to worry about smelling it. You don't have to worry about holding your breath, as sometimes I do when I would used to spray my shower down with bleach, you know, to get rid of the mold and the mildew and stuff. And literally I would hold my breath and I would spray down the tub and the tile, and I'd hold my breath the entire time. And it got to where I couldn't bear it. I'd have to run out of the bathroom to get a breath of air, and then hold it again and go back in there. Now, with something like this, the On Guard, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. All right, here's a do-it-yourself fabric softener I thought was very interesting. Another slide that's snapshot worthy. It's actually it's actually something you can throw in your laundry and then go ahead and take a sip. All right, we are going to talk a little bit about what we actually eat. All right, now we all know, we've all heard, you are what you eat, right? And as children, we were like, you know, we didn't believe it. But then as we got older, we understood, right? As we eat, damage can occur or health can be the result. Okay, so we have to consider what we're actually putting in our body, because it does create who we are at a cellular level. All right, I want to talk just a little bit about the detox, because what the detox is meant to do is it's meant to actually cleanse. All right, and those two terms are actually interchangeable. All right, so it's supposed to eliminate the toxins. All right, now the toxins, like we were talking about, come in as a result of what we're breathing, what we're putting on our skin, what we're eating. There's a lot of toxins in our environment today. And so a detox is actually a very important thing to do. All right, so the purpose of a detox is to eliminate those toxins from the body by turning them into waste. And that waste is then eliminated. And the goal is to enhance the body's detoxification pathways, which of course we talked about. The primary detox organ is the liver, and it is the main detox organ. And so it's very, very important to keep these things, to keep these organs and organ systems free and clear of the toxins and the heavy toxic load. All right, the purpose of a cleanse is to clean out the digestive tract, and this includes eliminates the toxins. So that's why I say they're very interchangeable, but I can't tell you how many people have got digestive issues. All right, and so you have to ask yourself, okay, well, you know, I suffer from all of these things. Well, really, what's in there? What's going on in there? Because I noticed myself, I could tell what's going on by how my digestive system feels. I can tell that I've been eating bad. You know, I can't tell you how many times I've drank maybe a soda, and oh my goodness, I paid for it for hours later on, right? And so there's the signs of toxicity are some of these things. We can have constipation and even food sensitivity just by having a high amount of toxins in our body, headaches, muscle aches, muscle fatigue. There's just so many signs and symptoms of having a high toxic load. Now, what's in our glass? All right. Now, these are things that actually help us to detox. And I always love it when I talk about water, because it reminds me to take a drink. What I've got going on in here is a little bit of some slices of lemon and some pure water. I put a couple drops of lemon. Actually, no, I think I just put 1 drop of lemon and a couple drops of wild orange, and it tastes absolutely wonderful. It makes you want to drink water. And these are some of the other essential oils that can be put in our water and what they do. Here you've got wild orange, fighting depression, boosting immunity. You've got peppermint, which boosts your energy and curbs your appetite. Slim and Sassy, which balances blood sugar for those that might deal with diabetes. It also helps to promote weight loss, because it helps to speed your metabolism. All right, grapefruit is very similar in that it does help with the metabolism. It also detoxifies our lymphatic system, reduces cellulite. And here we got lime, very interesting oil. It's good for weight management. It's good for immune support. It's also very, very good for prevention of kidney stones, as well as lemon, as well as wild orange. Very, very good for prevention as well as reduction of kidney stones. And there's other oils as well. that help with those things, and we can talk about that later if anybody's interested. All righty, now cilantro. All right, most of us, we think of cilantro, we think of the herb cilantro. Well, this little bottle here, it's a 15 ml bottle. This bottle is powerful. Powerful. Not only can you use it in your guacamole and in your salsa, you got to be careful, just a little bit. Sometimes not even a whole drop is all you need. But if you ingest 4 drops of essential oil twice per day, you will help your body detox heavy metals. Okay, very interesting. And you know, it's definitely something that we might want to consider in incorporating into our daily protocols. All right, here's 2 other products that I very much, I didn't know enough about them prior to this PowerPoint that I put together, and I know a lot more about them now. All right, because it's like, well, what is the difference between Zendocrine Whole Food Complex and the Zendocrine Oil Blend? And I'm sure others have probably had that question as well. And so this is a slide that I put together purposely so that you could see how that they act independent of one another, and then they also have their similar uses or there's the similar benefits that they give to us. Sorry, I couldn't find the proper word for that. Alrighty, then they've got the Zendocrine Soft Gel, and this oil blend has these 5 wonderful oils: tangerine, rosemary, geranium, juniper berry, and cilantro, as we just spoke about. So healthy from the inside out. Excuse me, this particular kit here, this is a kit that I use a good amount of this on a daily basis. It's a cleanse and restore kit. And it will cleanse you in ways that you might not have even known was possible to be cleansed. It goes down to the cellular level, all right? Where's all those toxins hiding, right? Down to the cellular level. And this is just a sample that I wanted to include just to see what a cleanse and restore program would even look like for us. All right, some people just love things like this, you know, where you can check off and, you know, okay, I did this, what do I got to do next? This is it's a very easy way to remember everything that needs to be done doing a 30-day cleanse. All right, and this again is just the 30-day cleanse. This is just a repeat slide of just what's in that 30-day cleanse. I wanted to include this slide because I wanted to show that doTERRA, we actually have many kits for those who might want to get started in a healthy lifestyle. And I just wanted to, you know, just to put this so that, you know, folks could see. These are all what I call, or what we call, enrollment kits. And the reason that I call them enrollment kits is that it means that our enrollment is free. Okay, so what is enrollment? Okay, so you know how you go to Costco or you go to Sam's Club and they've got, it's a wholesale membership, okay? That's exactly the same thing as an enrollment. It's a membership, and what it means is that you're getting the products at wholesale price rather than retail price. If you were to go on doTERRA.com and purchase oils, or go onto my website and purchase oils, you're going to purchase them at a retail price. All right, which is, obviously, we understand that it's more than wholesale price, okay? But a wholesale membership is what allows you to get these products at a wholesale price rather than a retail price. A wholesale membership is $35, but if you purchase a kit, that $35 membership is actually included in the price of the kit. So it's actually, it's a nice little deal. It's a nice little savings, and these are just some different kits that you can purchase as an enrollment kit, as well as this. This is an absolutely beautiful kit. Gives you the diffuser, and it gives you 10 very popular oils. The thing that I like about this kit is it includes the adaptive, which is very, very good for any kind of neurological issues, whether it be seizures, whether it be ADHD, Parkinson's, any type of a neurological disorder, that adaptive is very, very good to diffuse. Copaiba is very similar, although the copaiba addresses many different body systems, cardiovascular, respiratory, as well as the neurological issues and others as well. Anyway, so this gives you 10 oils, and these are 15 ml sizes, with the exception of the deep blue. And like I say, it gives you that nice big petal diffuser, which my petal diffuser, as a matter of fact, it's in the background. I don't know if you can see it back there. It's diffusing Island Mint. Island Mint had to go with my island theme with my flowers. And so anyway, I'm diffusing Island Mint in my petal diffuser. That, by the way, my petal diffuser has lasted so long. So they're very, very good quality diffusers. That is the end of my presentation. Alrighty, I am going to stop my screen share, and I'm going to stop my recording.